So,
right?
so let me challenge that real quick.
Let's do it.
I agree 100%, 110% if that existed. So, but here's the challenge. And my wife often says this to me because sometimes I get into that. I get into this because I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a consultant and financial advisor to entrepreneurs. I'm surrounded constantly by a very small demographic, maybe 10 or 15 or 20% of the population that is actually entrepreneurial successful, not hobbyists, but actually successful at it. And she has to sometimes remind me that, because a lot of the things like what you and I are talking about make sense to us, but how many people, 80%, I don't know, I'm making up that number, but 80% of the world, maybe that all they can handle is that job. And she's like, well, Chris, you just assume that everybody can think like you and wake up and say, there's a problem, let's come up with a creative way to solve it. No, they wake up saying, I got to pay a bill and that boss is going to pay me if I show up. I better not be late. And that's all the capacity they had to think. And she has to remind me that. And she was like, there's a reason you're good at what you're doing, because most people aren't. And you, if everybody was, you wouldn't be able to wipe the floor with everybody, because they'd all be on an equal playing field. And so she said, count your blessings that God gave you those gifts, and remind yourself that most don't. And so I always have to remind myself that.